Hello, my name is Amber and I am a group fitness instructor at the University of Cincinnati, and today I will be guiding you through a gentle yoga practice for gratitude. If you've noticed, I did come out with another one. This is kind of volume 2 of that, if you will, so I'll be continuing to follow this theme and with a different sequence going from there, being kind to ourselves and finding joy and contentment through giving thanks and acknowledging that which we are grateful for and all the many ways that we are blessed and things that bring us joy and that we are happy about in our lives. Because what better way to spend the season and the time on our mat than that? So let's come over to the yoga mat. Today's practice, you'll want to have a yoga mat for it. You can also have a blanket if you want. It's completely optional. I like to have one, but if you don't, it's not a big deal. Blankets, pillows, whatever you want. But we're keeping it pretty simple for today's practice. So a mat, some comfy clothes preferably, and if you have a strap, then we will have the option to use a strap. You can also use a belt or a scarf if you have something like that instead. So that's fine too. And if you don't have any of those items, don't worry, because I'll be showing another variation of the pose we'll be using this for that doesn't require any of those things. Also, it's always good to have a drink of water in case you need it, and you can always stop to do that or to rest at any time in the practice. So let's just start by finding a comfortable seat on your mat, whatever that looks like to you, whether it's sitting on a blanket like I am to kind of have a more comfortable upright spine, or just sitting on the earth. And just sit up tall, lengthen your spine, lengthen the crown of your head up towards the sky, sitting up nice and tall, and then let everything soften, let everything just relax a little, if you will. And as we sit here, just start to connect to your breath. Just gently breathing in and out through your nose. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in and breathe out. And just continue as best as you can to follow along the steady, rhythmic breath throughout today's practice, throughout the entire class. Just soft, even breaths in and out through your nose. And as you sit here connecting to this breath, just taking a little break here, a little moment of stillness in your day as we get ready to begin the movement part of our practice. I invite you to set an intention for your practice today. Your intention can be anything that feels positive and uplifting to you right now. I'm very grateful for Murphy, who is my assistant that likes to help me with the classes sometimes. So you might see him in here today as well. Maybe you have a furry friend or a family member or just a regular friend, someone that really has been a light in your life, especially throughout this really strange time, this really strange year. Maybe there's someone who's kind of kept your spirit, helped you to keep your spirits up. Maybe you can express gratitude towards them or something else. The dictionary definition of gratitude is the quality of being thankful. Readiness to show appreciation for and to return kindness. So just take a moment, maybe think about what that means to you. There's no pressure here. Just consider for your practice what that means to you. There's no right or wrong. It could be an item that you own that makes your life easier. It could be another person. It could just be yourself. Maybe grateful to yourself for taking the time to come to your mat and do this practice today. Whatever it is, just take a moment and let it feel good. And so set the tone and your intention for your practice today. And as you sit here with this breath and this intention, if your eyes were closed at all, you can just gently open them. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Really stretch your fingertips, lengthen up to the sky, almost like you're reaching for that thing that you're reaching out to thank whoever or whatever it is. And exhale, just bring that gratitude back down to your heart and hold it close to you in the place of happiness and appreciation. And like so, release your hands out to the side. Just roll your shoulders up and back a few times, releasing any tension, releasing any pressure here in your shoulders. And let your shoulder blades relax down your back. Let's send your chin, or send your whole chest forward, if you will. Try to keep your hips and your glutes rooted on the earth. So we bring your chest forward, and then just take it over to one side and then back. And then the other side. So we're doing little hip circles here, just gently kind of waking up, getting just little warm up movements in our body. And you can do this however feels best to you. So these can be large or small circles. It could be fast or slow. Anything works here. And then let's just reverse the circle in the opposite direction. Just let it feel good to you. Always remembering this is your practice. If there's ever a pose that doesn't feel right to you, honor yourself, honor your body. But also try to, if you can, try to do what you're able as well. So you can learn and grow. And then make your way back through to center. Let's tilt your chin up to the sky, look up, stretch along the front of your neck. And then come back through center, look down, stretch along the back of your neck. Keep your shoulders relaxed down away from your ears. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, just begin to slide your chin over towards your left shoulder. You can just pause here for a moment, or if you'd like, you might even tilt your head back a little if and only if that feels good to you. Just do some little half rolls from side to side, eventually making your way to the other side in your own time. Just take your time, nice and easy. Releasing any lingering stress or tension we might be holding in our necks. And then eventually you'll make your way back through to center. Just come back up to neutral. When you get there, we'll slide your feet behind you. If you're sitting on a blanket or cushion, just set that off to the side for now. And we'll come to your hands and knees for tabletop. So the fingers spread wide, shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees with a flat back. I'm just going to move into some cat and cow warm-up stretches. Inhale. Look up, chest is open and lifted as relax down towards the earth, tailbone lengthens out for cow. And exhale, draw your navel into your spine, your tailbone tilts towards the earth. Gaze down at your navel here for cat. Inhale, sway forward into your cow. And exhale into your cat. Just continue to flow here from form to form at your own pace, your own breath. And just notice anything you feel here. One more time here. And make your way back to your tabletop or back to your hands and knees. And from here, just sink your seat to your heels for child's pose for a few moments. Knees can be close together or apart. You can stretch your arms out in front and form a little pillow with your hands. Maybe even kind of take your hands to the side and curl up like a ball. Whatever feels good to you. Just know that this or any other type of resting pose that feels good to you, you're welcome to return to at any time in the practice. It's always being kind to yourself. Press down through the palms of your hands. Inhale, come back up to your tabletop. And from here, curl your toes under, fingers spread wide, lift your hips up, find that upside down V with your body, downward facing dog. Might be your first downward dog of the day, so feel free to kind of maybe walk it out a little, shift your head a little from side to side, front and back, just kind of move it around, getting into your body, noticing how you feel today. And again, being grateful for your body, so instead of judging, if you're feeling tight, or you're not feeling very flexible, or you're feeling sore or tired or whatever, anything like that might not feel the most optimal, just try to be okay with that. And again, just being kind to yourself, because when we're kind to ourselves and our own bodies and grateful for what they can do rather than upset about what they can't do, it's easier for us to extend that out towards others as well. So inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees. Inhale, step your feet forward to meet your hands. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Just let your head hang heavy here. Hands may touch the floor or they may hover. Might pull up into your knees, especially as first go around. Take a moment, look down at your feet. And just, take a moment, kind of quietly thank your feet for carrying you through your journeys, through your experiences of this life so far. Making so many things possible to you. And if you have problems with your feet, try to just send them a little love, maybe a little healing energy today. And press down through your feet, pull bend your knees if you haven't already. Inhale, slowly roll it up to standing just a little bit at a time. So your head and your shoulders will come up last. Lengthen up through the crown of your head, almost like there's a string coming out from the crown of your head, lengthening you up, almost like a puppet towards the ceiling. You pretend there's a string attached to the ceiling, attached to the top of your head. Kind of gently lifting you up, chin is forward. If it starts to come too forward, drop back. Those that's in line with your shoulders. Shoulders relax down and back. Almost pretend like there are anchors rooting your feet into the floor. You root down while also lengthening up through that imaginary string from your head. Navel's drawn in slightly. Quadriceps just slightly engaged, so everything is supported in a really good upright spine, really good posture here. For Tadasana Mountain Pose, find a little bit of groundedness, a little stability here. You can. Okay, from here, let's take your left hand to your waist. Inhale, right arm reaches up. And exhale, slide it over, side body stretch. Inhale, come back up again. Exhale, other side, take that hand to your waist to reach it up. And slide it over, opening up all along the side of your body. Inhale, come back up again. Exhale, release, and just kind of shake it out, shake it off a little bit here. And then coming back to your Tadasana, your mountain pose here. Inhale, and bring your hands to center. Let them touch. Exhale, send your left hand out behind you. Turn to look out over your shoulder. Try to keep your hips, the left hip's going to want to go back. Try to keep your left hip in line with your right as you come into a little standing twist. Inhale, come back to center. Excuse me, exhale, look out to the right. Hips stay level. Inhale, back to center. We'll do this a couple more times. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. And one more time, inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, release, and shake out your arms a little bit. From here, come into your mountain pose. Once again, feeling rooted, starting to root down, feel stable, especially through that right foot, that right leg. Bring both hands, both palms to heart center. Slide your left knee out to the side, like your left heel to your right ankle. Look forward, find a drish to your steady gazing point, something that's not moving on the horizon that you can focus on. Option one, you could stay right here. This might be your tree today, totally fine. Or maybe you start to really anchor down through that skinny leg and start to walk your left foot up your leg, either above or below your knee. Palm can stay here at heart center if you'd like. You might take it out to the side. This can help with balance. You might grow your branches overhead. Tree pose, Vrikshasana. If you feel a little shaky, it's a little windy, that's okay. Just do what you can. If your balance, even if whether your balance is great today or you feel a little shaky, a little off, again, just breathe and be grateful for whatever variation of this pose that you're able to hold right now for tree pose. Inhale, bring that front knee forward. Exhale, release both down to both feet and just kind of shake off any tension we might have created there. And we'll move to the other side. So this time we'll start to really shift your weight to your left foot. Palm to the heart center. Take your right knee out to the side, heel to ankle. And feel free to play around with whatever variation of tree pose you want to go into today. It might feel different on this side. So you can stay here, walk it up, whatever hand variation is feeling good to you. Wherever you go, maintain that steady, calm, even breath, in and out, through your nose. In and out, through your nose. And find presence. Stay grounded. Inhale, bring that front knee forward. Exhale, release both feet to the earth and just kind of shake it off a little bit, shake it out. Shake it loose. Do a little dance if you want here. Just kind of let it go, free flowing here. Back to mountain pose. Inhale, sweep your hands up to the sky. And exhale, dive it down. Inhale, look up to your flat back. Exhale, fold. Press down to your feet. Inhale, repeat that roll up from before. Roll it up to standing. Sweep your hands up to the sky. And exhale, dive it down once again. Uttanasana. Inhale, look up, flat back. Exhale, fold. This time, take your hands to the floor and step it back to downward facing dog. You might move around find a place of stillness. Just check in for a moment with yourself. And then inhale, shift forward to plank. Oh, this was so mellow. What are we doing? We're going to hold plank for a few breaths if you can. You can always lower your knees and do a knee plank. But either way, I want you to really keep your abs drawn in. Draw that belly button into your spine nice and tight. Forming a straight line with your body. So we don't want to see any of your hips sinking. With your hips up in line with your chest, the rest of your body. That straight line. Feeling the fire within you. Feeling happy that you have the strength in your body and your mind to do this and any other challenges that come your way. Take 2 more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. You've got it. 1 more breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Optional, you can take a flow here, or you can stay right here if you're new to the practice. So I suggest you staying here, downward dog, and breathing for a moment. Or if it flows prior to practice, you might inhale, shift forward to plank again. And exhale, lower either chaturanga or knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, find a back bend. Come to your cobra pose, high or low, or even upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. If you're not there already, wherever you're at, let's take 1 more breath in. And exhale, lower your knees to the earth. And sink your seat to your heels. Take a child's pose for a few breaths here. Just a couple. Come back to your breath if needed. And come back to your intention. Inhale, slide it forward to tabletop once again. I'll slide your feet over to one side, so it doesn't matter which side it is that you're coming to. We're just going to come to a seat very briefly. We're not going to spend a lot of time here today. But come to a seat with your knees bent in front of you and your feet on the floor. At this point, we'll want to grab your strap. If you have one, or belt, or scarf, or whatever. Again, if you don't have any of those, don't worry. I'll show some other options for you as well. And then from here, just bring your arms out to the side, and slowly, 1 vertebrae at a time, using your core muscles, slowly lower yourself down to the earth and let your back rest on the floor. And take a breather. Take a moment here to just let your back relax against the earth and feel good. Alright, and then from here, with your knees bent in front of you and your feet on the floor, let's inhale, bring your right knee in toward your chest. Place your right foot on your left thigh and gently slide that right knee. Don't lift your foot. Slide your right knee out away from your body, opening up your hip. We're moving into a low reclined pigeon here. Option 1 is if this feels like a good stretch to you, this feels like a good release, then you can absolutely just stay right here. Option 2, if this doesn't feel like a whole lot to you and you want to go a little deeper, you could lift that front foot and with your hands just reach for your hamstring, the outside of the back part of your left leg. Try to keep both your feet flexed here, that right knee away from your body. And just breathe here for a few breaths. You're getting into opening our hips. You might feel a stretch in anywhere in your leg really, or your glutes, just depending on you and where you're tight. And just take a moment to recognize that tension, and feel grateful that we have these poses and these abilities, these tools to take care of our bodies and to release some of that stress and tension that we might be holding there. Let's take 1 more breath in. And exhale, release your front foot. If you haven't already, not followed by the other foot. We're going to bring that right knee in. And grab, if you have a strap or similar object, we're just going to grab that and slide it right underneath the center of your foot. And then we're to extend that foot towards the ceiling. Try to have a straight leg. If you have a little bend in your knee, that's okay too. We're all in different places. We're looking for a stretch along your hamstring or the back of your leg, but there should as always not be any pain. So always acknowledging in yoga the difference between discomfort and pain. So you might feel a little stretch, you might feel a little discomfort sometimes, and that's okay. I encourage you to breathe into that. But there shouldn't be any pain. If there is pain, then that's a signal to modify or to drop out of that pose and see what's going on. So just make sure that you're in a good place there. And then just let your foot rest into that. And then you might be wondering, well, what if I don't have a strap or similar object? And then you can just use your hands, and what you'll do here, just take your hands to the back of your leg and try to take your foot to the ceiling. Now, if you're like me, you're going to find it harder to straighten your knee here, and that's okay. You can just do what you can, just looking to get that stretch to the back of your leg. So you can just meet yourself wherever you're at here with whatever tools that you have available to you. Try to keep both your hips on the floor. Let your shoulders relax down towards the earth as much as you can, so holding the strap low enough so that your shoulders can relax. And we're not trying to force and bring it into you. Ideally, you're around 90-degree angle here, but if you're more like this or something, that's totally fine, just as long as you feel the stretch. That's just a good indication that this might be a good pose for you to practice more as well. But we're not trying to force our knee or our toes to our nose or anything like that. So anyway, let's take one more breath in and out. And then release the strap if you have one, and bring your knee in toward your chest. Extend your leg, extend your foot, and just kind of point and flex your foot for a moment here. And we'll bring that foot back in, come back to where we started, knees bent in front of you, feet on the floor. This time bring your left knee in toward your chest. Place your left foot on your right thigh, sliding that knee out away from your body. Option one, of course, to stay here, or you can reach for your hamstrings, feet flex. If this is hard for you as well, and it's hard to reach that, and you have a strap available, what you can also do is take that strap and kind of wrap it around the back of that leg and hold on to the strap. Some people find that helpful, just to kind of make this whole thing more available to you. So any of those are fine. And you can just breathe into noticing any areas of tension, anything that we're holding on to that we want to let go of, and being grateful to release those things. We have the power, we have the abilities and the tools available to us to take care of ourselves. And just notice how you feel without judgment. Let's take one more breath in wherever you're at here. And then exhale, release that front foot if you haven't already. Bring your left knee in towards you, and then we're going to grab that strap if you have it, or just take your hand to the back of your leg, extend your foot, or take your strap and take it to underneath the center of your foot, and then you take your time. There's no rush to get here. Eventually work to come into our hands and big toe pose, which is a silly name for it. I wouldn't call it that, because we're not, obviously, hands aren't even anywhere near the toes. And again, we're not trying to bring the toes in or force anything to happen. We want to keep our hamstrings healthy and attached. We're just getting a nice little stretch and release there. Let's take a couple more breaths here. If you want, you can always extend that other leg too. Especially if you're more flexible on your legs and particular hamstrings, you might find that to feel good, or you can keep the knee bent, so feel free to play around with that and find what's best for you. Anyway, let's inhale, release the strap, bring your knee in once again, and extend your leg, stretch your leg out, and just point and flex the foot. And we'll bring your foot back in, knees bent in front of you, feet on the floor. Check that your feet are parallel to one another and that your knees are stacked over your ankles. And we'll relax your arms down to the side, palms facing down. Press your feet into the floor. Inhale, start to lift your hips up a little bit at a time, lifting your lower, your mid, and your upper back. And just pause for a moment at the top. And exhale, lower down, upper, mid, and lower back. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, one vertebrae at a time, lower down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, down. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. And this next time we lift up, we'll give you the opportunity to hold here if you want. Take a few breaths here, maybe 3 to 5 breaths, your choice in our bridge pose. Optional, you can stay here. You might play around with lifting your heels off the floor, coming onto your toes. Maybe you walk your shoulder blades closer together and clasp your hands underneath you. That might give you a little more lift here, but if it doesn't feel right to you, that's okay too. You can just stay where we're started. These are all just options and variations. Come back to your attention and let your heart open too. And maybe there is someone or something that has brought a light to your life lately and that you want to send your love and gratitude out to them and just kind of mentally tell them thank you for what they've done. Take one more breath in and exhale. If you haven't already, slowly lower down a little bit at a time onto your back, and this time we'll give your knees a little hug in towards your chest and gently rock a little bit from side to side, releasing any pressure in your back. And take your hands to the backs of your legs once again. This time, lift both feet up in the air. So kind of looking up at your feet instead of looking down. Almost and turn yourselves upside down, opposite direction. Point and flex your feet. Just releasing any pressure in your feet there. Take one more breath in. And exhale, bring your knees back in toward you. And lower your feet down to the floor. Now extend your legs out in front of you. Stretch your body long. Stretch your feet out. Stretch your hands back. And just stretch your body long. Take a big breath in through your nose. And exhale a big old sigh out through your mouth as you release your arms down to the side. And start to find any final movements or adjustments that you'd like to make to get as comfy as you possibly can to settle into our final relaxation pose of the practice, our Shavasana, our corpse pose. If you want to put your socks back on, you can do that, or anything warmer that you would like to put on today. But, and you can always pause or turn this video off, but I would really encourage you to stay with me. We're only going to be here for a few minutes today, but just to recognize that this is a very important part of the practice, just as much as any other pose that we might do on the mat. It gives your body time to absorb and assimilate all the benefits from our practice today. And just take it in, let it loose, let it go. Just take this moment in the day, return back to your natural breath, and whenever you're ready, just lying on your back, let your shoulders back relax, sink into the floor. Eyes gently closed, and just try to really release all physical efforts from your body. Giving yourself a little bit of gratitude, a little bit of love for just being you and being here today. Just let everything soften. Relax into your Shavasana. Everything release. Yourself finds ultimate quiet, stillness, contentment, and love in your heart. Now the crown of your head, your forehead, eyes, cheeks, jaw, to relax. Give yourself permission to let everything go. So your neck, shoulders, upper back, and chest. To relax. Your mid-back, abdomen, and hips. Relax. Thighs, knees, calves, ankles, feet, and toes, all relaxed. Front of your body, back of your body, whole body, all relaxed. And we'll just take a couple more gentle breaths here. And as you're ready, you may begin to deepen your breath, drawing energy. And just make any little movements that feel good to you. Start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. And eventually you'll bring your knees back up into your chest. And gently roll over to your right side and just pause for a moment here in fetal pose. Gratitude turns what we have into an Aesop. And mindfully begin to make your way back up to your seat. And as you do so, just take a brief moment here of gratitude towards yourself for taking this time to come to your mat, to your practice today, and just try to consider how you can take all that love, all that appreciation, all that goodness from your practice that you've been sending out and putting out there to everyone else that's lit up your life and everything else that's made things better for you in some way, everything that you're grateful for. Try to let all that love that you've been giving all be returned back to you for all the light that you're shining out and all the goodness that you're putting out into the world for others and for yourself as well. Coming back to your seat or coming up to your seat, let's just all bring your palms to your heart. And take another big breath in through your nose. And then breath out through your nose or your mouth, yogi's choice. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you found this practice soothing, enjoyable, and that it did something good for you. And as always, take really good care of yourself, and I will see you back next time. Bye.